Hi everyone, this is Prachi Jetli from Global Eye News TV, and we have a very special guest with us today to grace the event. As we all know, today is the inaugural event, and who could be a better person to inaugurate the expo than the man who represents us all, the man who guides us, the man who leads us, and somebody who leads by example. Mr. Somnath Ghosh, he recently joined the Chicago office, and in a very short span of time, he has won so many hearts with his humble nature, with his pleasant demeanor, and here he is to support this initiative. He is there to support so many initiatives all over Midwest. We have seen that in a very short span of time. Sir, thank you so much for speaking with us. This expo by GSA India at 75 Expo, the main goal that it focuses on is to showcase new India to the whole world. Made in India, made for the world. There are so many speakers from all over the world, and I interviewed so many people. People are, envisioning an India that is going to be leading the whole world in its infrastructure, technology, and so many other facets. Please, we would like to hear from you what you have to say about more events like this and about the team behind the expo in general.
First of all, Namaste, Global Eye News. I thank you for interviewing. It's important that not only such a good initiative be taken, but also to talk about it. And those who are behind, those who are seeing our news, they should also get the same message for what this 3-day event has been organized here. I thank those organizers who are behind it, and they are all expatriate Indians and their friends here. And it's essentially a 3-day event to experience. It's an expo. It's a package, full package to experience New India. But while saying New India, far away from home, I'm here for 1.5 months. When I entered, and I was welcomed with a multi-religious manner. You can see a little book of Bible, and there was other. So it was very, very impressive. The first thing that strikes me, and not only through this particular expo, is that while we talk of New India, the moodings of our culture, Indian culture, is more and more attracting people, not only people of Indian origin, but for others. While during these events we are talking of various opportunities, economic opportunities, technology, collaboration, educational opportunity, health opportunity. We are also talking of mantra. We are also talking of the overall wellness in the Indian way, which includes, it's an encompassing way of life, Indian way of life, a sustainable way of life. We are talking of yoga. We are talking of good eating habit and whatnot. But I was flipping through the final program just after I reached here, and it is really interesting. I wish I had full time to attend all the events. There will be good singer and some of the new faces of singing, some of the new experimental way of singing, and talks about even Vastu, because large number of people believe in that, and people have come from all the way from different parts of United States and also India. So it's very, very impressive, and I'm fortunate to be here. And those of you who are seeing it through us, we are trying to convey to you what it is like, but it must be experienced.
Sir, I was just talking to some of the speakers in the youth panel, and they are such bright candidates. All the speakers were so bright, and they're talking about, now we have India at 75. They're talking about India at 100, and they're talking about India in 2047. And they are we want to make sure that in 2047 we have an India that nobody had ever imagined. Your message to the youth, not only who's living in India, but the youth that is born and brought up here, your message to the youth.
Thank you, and this is probably a very, very important thing that you have touched upon, and I'm glad that the youth is talking of it. This is what our leadership is talking about Amrit Kal. We are entering in an age, the last 25 years. Think it about as a run. In 1947, we, after a lot of sacrifices and a lot of struggle over years, we got our political independence. But that was not the end. Of course, then the nation building started, and it was a huge effort. Social changes, political, keeping political integrity, and then economic changes, in improving lives of millions, getting education and health to each of the country, to the last countryman. And frankly speaking, you and I know that this is not yet over. And while this effort is on, it's like a long distance run. So 75% of those laps we have made, but we are entering the last 25 years. What is the Amrit Kal? And this is the challenge. This is the time when India has every possibility, has the every potential. The geopolitical situation is such that our economic activities and empowerment has reached such a level, and in every way for the world, for India itself, this is a time when India should really grow in a fantastic manner, and we are expecting, as you know, I told the other day that in about one decade we'll be certainly the third largest in dollar term the economy, and in purchase power parity term we are already third largest, and the economy of India will grow. Our own consumption will grow more than double in the next 7 to 8 years. So this is a fantastic time that we are reaching through. But how much we'll achieve will depend on our wisdom, how hard we work, and of course our youth. So the fact that the youth is dreaming up 2047, of an India in 2047 which is unmatched, unseen in the world history, is something that we all of us share, and we hope that we'll reach that day.
Awesome. That is so beautiful. That is so encouraging, sir. Finally, your message in terms of your message to the Indian diaspora in terms of the expos like this, strengthening the Indo-US relationship, because I interviewed some people, the elected officials from here, and they are so, motivated by what all they have seen and whatever they have known about India so far, and they were so motivated. They want to go to India and experience it all. Your message to the Indian diaspora and everybody about the expo like this, connecting both the countries?
As I repeat in many places, that the India-US strategic partnership is the most critical partnership in the world today, and I trust and many those who have seen how things are growing and changing, they would agree very soon that this partnership will be essential for world peace, world stability, and growth and prosperity. India itself will bring a growth of about $500 billion every year, additional growth very soon. So these are huge opportunity both for India and for United States. And which are the people? Who are the people who are at the forefront to take advantage of this situation? That is diaspora of each other country. In this case, the Indian diaspora in United States is very large, and they are some of the best in terms of education, in terms of their contribution to innovation, in terms of various other field achievement in many fields. So we expect that this diaspora will be at the forefront, and they will not only contribute themselves, they will bring with them the mainstream, the United States corporate and for other assets that United States should be proud of. They are great academia and institution. So together, India and United States will bring in lot of changes in this world, and those changes will be positive for positive growth for peace. Yes.
Absolutely true. And sir, final thing, while we are talking about the Indian diaspora, why don't we invite everybody who is watching us to the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas that is going to happen in January. Ladies and gentlemen who all you are watching us, the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is going to happen in January in Indore, and the consulate office has been working very hard organizing camps to inform people about how to register and how to facilitate this entire process. And let's hear from Mr. Ghosh what he has to say about the upcoming event.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me, because I am trying to reach out to every Indian origin people and friends of India in the Midwest region, appealing to them, please visit India during the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. This is a very special event in the year of 75th anniversary of our independence. It is going to happen from 8 to 10 January. I repeat, 8 to 10 January, just next month, a few days away, in Indore in Madhya Pradesh, which has made great progress in recent years. So I request each of you who is listening and seeing us, please visit. It is very easy. You can go to the internet. You can write MEA India, Ministry of External Affairs, MEA India, and just find out Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. You will find the link for registration. Please do the registration. It's a great opportunity when the entire top leadership of India will be there, and you can exchange idea, you can experience, you can listen to what India is dreaming about. And each of you are sons and daughters of India. You have your right, you have your stake in India's rise. Please do register and be part of this Pravasi Bharatiya Divas from 8 to 10 January in Indore next month. It's very easy to register online.
Thank you, sir. And again, before we close this conversation, again, I would like to urge, do not wait. Make sure you register for the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. And it's in Indore from January 8th to 10th. Consulate office is always there to help you out if you have any questions. As sir mentioned, it's a very simple process. But still, if you need help, you can always reach out to the office as well. Sir, thank you so much. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Thank you so much for joining the ceremony today. And we look forward to, speaking with you again.
Thank you very much. I wish all the best of this 3-day event.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look who we have in the studio. It is our pleasure and our honor to have Praful Billore, the man who is almost like the talk of the town wherever he goes. And today he is honoring today's event also. He's gracing the event today. Praful Billore is also known as Praful Chaiwala for all his wonderful initiative that he has taken up. So many followers and so many people who look forward to, following his footsteps and taking inspiration from a young entrepreneur like him. So again, I will let him do the talk. Praful, you received the Pride of India Award. First of all, congratulations. And how do you feel about the award? And I'm sure you have won many other titles, awards, and all that. But welcome to Chicago, and then again, welcome to DC as well. And we missed you in Chicago, but we heard great things about you at the GSA Expo. Please tell us about your journey. Please tell us about how it all started. And our viewers would love to hear your story.
Thank you. I'm grateful to be here in Washington. I missed an opportunity to be in Chicago earlier, so I'm really, missing that. So I'm really proud that I'm in India. I'm in US, and so many Indian fellows I have met so far, and they're doing a great job in their own personal life and for the whole Indian diaspora here in US. Yeah. So I am Praful Billore Majil, mainly known as an MBA Chaiwala in India popularly. So many people look after our company, and we are doing a great job. We have 200 plus outlets across India today. I started my journey from a little thela, small thela, a kiosk in Ahmedabad 5 years back in 2017. Today we have 200 plus outlets and going employment to almost 1,000 people. So doing a great job, trying my hands in entrepreneurship the way India is changing now. So that's how things are.
So what does your company do? Like, like how is it different and what is the vision behind it?
So vision when I started it was very small, like to start to get into entrepreneurship since I come from a very humble farmer background. My papa is Kisan, my family is from farmer background. Today we have 200 outlets, so it's more like a tea cafe. You would visit Dunkin' Donuts in US, Starbucks. So we are similar to Dunkin' Donuts but for chai especially. We have samosas, we have muska buns, we have Indian things, Indian items in the menu. So we serve all this all along with chai. So we have 200 outlets today and we are growing very rapidly and covering across India. Today we have presence in North India especially. Now we are trying to get into the South region of India and we are covering, we have to touch 500 outlets in next couple of years only.
So is it actually called MBA Chai Wala, or how, what is the name of the company when you look at the logo?
Yeah, so the logo has my profile, my photo in the logo, just similar to KFC. The MBA Chaiwala, since I was an MBA student earlier, I dropped out from an MBA, worked at McDonald's for 6 months as a waiter. Then I started my own chai ka thela. So the name came from the brand and the journey called MBA Chaiwala, and MBA stands for Mr. Billore Ahmedabad. So I made my own MBA. So that's how it is.
And when are we, seeing an outlet here in the United States?
Soon, very soon. That's why I'm here in the United States. So learning things, exploring opportunities, and you will see MBA Chawala in US very soon.
Awesome. How do you feel about the award?
It's good to be part of this event, and award is one of the best thing which you can get, an appreciation and recognition from people outside India, and that's how we say ki kaam bolta hai. Your work will speak and people will recognize you and will appreciate you for sure. I'm really thankful to the whole Indian diaspora and community here. They are doing a great job and I feel privileged and grateful enough to be part of this wonderful event. Thank you very much.
And one last thing, your message to all the young minds who are watching you right now.
Go out, work hard, don't be dependable on your family, especially for the Indian people. You make your own identity, just don't be dependable on any other people, society or the country. Go out, make history, earn money, pay taxes, and that's how. Thanks.
So that was Praveen. That was Praful, MBA Chaiwala, the man behind that famous name that is a talk of the household now. And so many exciting things coming from the company. And here the Indian diaspora would hopefully see an outlet nearby you soon. And Praful, thank you so much for joining us. And we wish you all the success that you deserve with your hard work and your skills. Thank you so much. And we look forward to meeting you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, what a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Interviewing this wonderful gentleman, and I was just talking to the audiences here. I was just talking to some of our community leaders, and what I heard about him is so inspirational. And the wonderful gentleman sitting right next to me is Scott Worley, and he has many hats that he wears, and so many, I would say, so many qualities that people are talking about. And I really wanted to talk to him about, what his experiences are, and one more thing I really wanted to highlight is he's running for the mayor of city of Naperville, and people were vouching for him, and really wanted everyone to know what Scott has to say, and what Scott envisions as far as city of Naperville is is concerned. Scott, first of all, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us. And the presence from people like you at the expos is really very encouraging, and I know it means a lot. So thank you so much for joining the expo. And please tell us more about yourself and what you feel about the events like this, and how we can do more events like this to bring the communities together and to take our cities and country to greater heights.
It's wonderful to see an event right here in our community. Naperville has increased its Indian population over 58% in the last 10 years. So the multicultural facets of our community are so amazing to watch and see, and we totally appreciate all of these different events like this that really contribute to what Naperville's all about. I am a lifelong resident of Naperville. I've grown up here. I've worked in my family business here. I've helped start other companies, create jobs, and I've also worked as a policeman part-time for the last 33 years. So doing those things has given me an opening to really learn all sorts of facets about this place. And I really have a passion and love for Naperville that I think is going to really contribute well as I look forward to a political run.
So Naperville, it's a beautiful city, safe city, and of course multicultural, multi-ethnic. What is your vision? And I mean, what is your agenda, and what do you have to tell our viewers about, as far as your race for this position?
So, if you ask anybody why they come to Naperville, safe place, great schools, good housing stock, great health care. So those are all really important priorities. And as I start looking at what I can contribute, public safety is the number one priority for me. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. I have a special passion for the mental health and addiction crisis in our community. That's something we can do better on. I would love to have Naperville be one of the top places for being the community that does mental health and addiction prevention correctly, something we can talk about at the highest levels. Economic development. In order to have those great schools, we've got to have a thriving economy. And having those businesses here contributing to our economy will ultimately make that happen. And the people's money, that's a special one. We have a $600 million budget in Naperville. And you have to have an understanding of fiscal responsibility, as I do with my businesses, and the inflationary conditions that we're going into. We got to keep a real eye on that, because that's the equity in your home. It's our tax dollars. That's very important to keep an eye on.
So as you can see, we have a very sorted candidate right here, and a very clear vision, and things are, Naperville is going to be in the right hands, and so this is your time. Whoever is watching, hello Naperville. This is your candidate, and the perfect candidate for you to lead the city to greater heights, to take it to another to make it grow leaps and bounds. And Scott, before I let you go, any message for the organizer? Any message for the team that has put up the show?
It is so exciting to have this inaugural event right here in the community, and I look forward to hopefully having you come back someday. I understand that you're going to be in New Zealand next year. What an amazing announcement. So Naperville, we got to have it back.
Awesome. And your one message to all the Naperville residents?
Learn about all the candidates, learn about what's coming up in our elections April 4th, and get out there and vote.
Get out and vote. Please make sure you use your right and you pick the right candidate that aligns with how you envision your city and where you want to take your city. And I have one such candidate sitting right next to me, Scott Worley, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure you go out and, as Scott said, do your research and find out more about the candidates, and then do your part, because it's very important that we have the right people in the right places. Scott, thank you so much for speaking with us, and we look forward to seeing you in the office soon.
Honored to be here. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the gorgeous lady standing right next to me, she does not need any introduction. Wherever she goes, she brings those positive vibes and a lot of positive energy. Kathy Salvi I'm talking about, and we all have seen her being involved in the community, supporting the community, and especially personally, I have also seen her participating and encouraging the Indian American community as well. And recently, we did get a chance to see her very gracefully running for the U.S. Senate, and she made such an impact. And we are definitely looking forward to more and more, participation and involvement from her, because people like Kathy, they encourage the teams and the expos and organizers that we are talking about right now. Kathy, we heard you on the stage. It was so beautiful. It was so encouraging. What do you have to say? And this expo is all about showcasing the new India to the world. What do you have to say about the Indo-US relationship and about the community involvement?
I was so honored to be the Republican nominee for the United States Senate. Thank you for having me on your program. But to be here, I came to meet so many wonderful, wonderful Americans of Indian descent and new future American citizens of Indian descent. And I think before my campaign, I think Indian food is the best food on the planet. So most of us who don't have understand the culture as well have come to love India through the beautiful cuisine that we share. But my son also studied in Mumbai, and he had such a profound experience because of the warmth of the people, his professors, and those young men and women who he went to school with. So I want to tell you, I'm just honored that we have the expo here in Chicago to honor all the contributions that the country of India has made to our Chicago metropolitan and greater northern Illinois area, but also the entire United States. And I will do everything as I can in my public advocacy to build our relations and to grow the relationships as we're doing just here today in our friendship.
Absolutely. Kathy, we have seen your recent race for the U.S. Senate. That was so graceful, and then the mark that you left on people's hearts, people's minds, that is so remarkable. And we look forward to seeing you in that race again. What is the update? What else is going on after once that is over? What else do we have in the pipeline?
Well, I believe, as I had shared, that there's too much division and partisanship. Mm-hmm. And what we need to do is find what brings us together in common. And I think that my the elemental building block of our society is our strong families. So what we need to do is build on the virtues of the family, and that's what I've tried to do with my 35-year marriage and 6 children, 5th grandchild on the way. And what I can do to both witness to strong family life and involvement in my community, in my school district, and as a business owner of over 30 years, I'm a lawyer by profession. I'll continue to do as I can as a private citizen and a public activist to continue to keep my community, Mundelein and Lake County, strong. Now we've got school board races and municipal elections in front of us, and I will be supporting many fine candidates who are running in those nonpartisan races.
As Kathy just mentioned the word public activities, and we have seen her working for the public, for the community. Kathy, your message to everybody who is watching you.
My message is to stay hopeful, stay involved, and reach out to somebody close to you. A smile doesn't cost a dime, and to get to know your neighbors and to be there for them. I think that if we could meet people heart to heart, to know one another and build friendship, we are going to be bridging our differences, and we're going to be making a very positive effect. So you will be seeing me at some point in the future. I will be running again. I can't say for what, but I feel drawn to serve. And I think that we need servant leaders, and I would be honored to have the support of you and your listening audience as I venture forward. And I wish all the best to the expo, and thank you so much for having me here today.
And And one last question, Kathy. Any like your message to, especially the organizer, Dr. VGP, who is the genius behind this expo, and the entire team who has been working tirelessly?
Stay hopeful and keep growing from where we are. This is a remarkable expo. I don't know which one of the breakout sessions to go to. There's so many fantastic ones. And there's something for all ages. So I think what we need to do is to digest it and to be very hopeful and positive. The effect of this Indian-American collaboration will have a positive change not only in our greater community, but in the entire United States of America. So bravo. I want to applaud all the work of the fine committee. And thank you so much for having me here today.
Kathy Salvi, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope to see you where you want to go, and we wish you all the best for all your endeavors. And we know that nothing is going to stop you from serving community, from serving people, and we look forward to seeing you again and again and talking to you again and again.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Thank you.
And have a lovely holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a blessed moment that we have. We have Mr. Prem Sarovar Das and Shruti Priya with us all the way from ISKCON Chicago. And we just heard them on the stage. It was truly, a blessing, a blessed moment to have them and to listen to them. Let's hear from them what they have to say about this expo and, how these kind of events add to the harmony in this world. Sir, ma'am, thank you so much for joining us. How has been the experience so far? And of course, please tell us about yourself. I'll give the mic to you.
Thank you so much. This has been a very pleasant experience. The world is about connecting, and GSA Expo resembles that. We are very happy that GSA Expo has taken on this initiative to connect people, not only from India, but throughout the globe. And we hope that this could continue as a tradition, which we started this year, into each and every city of the United States and then spanning globally. The reason we need to connect people, no matter whether they are of Hindu, Muslim, Christian, or brown or black, or Spanish or African American, it does not matter, because we are inside our body, we are all one. We come from the same supreme source, and that's why we should connect with each other with love, dignity, and respect. And if we do not do that, we also pay our own karma. So the law of karma guides us how we behave and how we take ourselves as responsible to behave with and to respectfully judge and nicely interact with other people without being negative, without any negative connotation. So that is what GS Expo is actually doing, creating that connection and creating that platform so that in future this can replicate globally. And Bhagavad Gita actually resembles the same philosophy. We all come from one source, and as part and parcel of the supreme source, we should keep connecting, respecting, loving each other, and that's what GSA is also doing.
Yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity. I second everything he said, but it's a wonderful opportunity that this platform has provided. Everybody has something to offer to the other in the community. It's bringing the entire community together. It's bringing people from all background, race, religion together. And I look forward to all the sessions there is in this next 3 days. It's going to be a wonderful wonderful event, and I really thank the organizers. They have been working really, really hard. I understand, working through late nights. So, I mean, I wish them all the luck, and may God be with them. Yes.
And as you all heard, we couldn't have a better inaugural day than this, because we have wonderful people who have brought so much positive energy and so much so many blessings with them to make this opening day a very special and auspicious one. We look forward to seeing you again, and thank you so much for speaking with us, sir and ma'am, and best wishes for everything, and best wishes for the temple, and we look forward to visiting the temple and being part of it for sure.
Thank you so much. We look forward to it as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. As you all can see, I have this very, very special creation, I would say, in my hand. And this is not an ordinary creation. At this expo, this has been one of the topics that everybody has been discussing. This is a wonderful book. And we have the pleasure of having the author himself who compiled it here with us. And we heard him during his one-to-one session, and where he interacted and talked about his journey and how he got here. But let's talk to him, and let's hear from him about this, the journey towards creating this wonderful book. Rahul Nath goes by Sai Nath, both beautiful names. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Pleasure.
So, daily prayers. How did it all come up, and what was that moment of inspiration, or when was that muse that inspired you?
Thank you for having me on your channel. Well, you see, I was a very successful businessman, and whilst one does business, one very often forgets God in a very large way. For a simple reason, you're very busy, you're very occupied. I have always been religious right through my life. But after I made it very big, I sold my company, a lot of self-realization came into me that at a young age, I've been a success. Why me? There are a lot of people who work hard. I have not made it anywhere. So I started doing a lot of reading into Hindu Dharam to try to understand it. In your house also, in our house also, in most Hindu houses, हम लोग पूजास करते हैं. We do havans. Pandit log, they come and they tell you, ये श्लोक जरा बोलिए हमारे साथ. And we would repeat whatever they want us to repeat. Many times, in that phase when I was looking towards some answers in terms of how come I did well in life, what was so special about me, I used to ask the Pandits that, can you please explain to me the shlok? Most of them would say, आपको क्या लेना देना है? जो हम बोल रहे हैं, आप repeat करिए. So I understood that most of them एक किताब पढ़ कर आए हैं और क्या रट रहे हैं, क्या बोल रहे हैं, we have absolutely no idea. So I started doing more research. Now you understand that the Rig Veda was written about 8,000 years ago. It was the first ever religious book in the world, much before Christianity or or Mohammedism or anyone. And the Rig Veda is written in Vedic Sanskrit. That got me interested to try to understand what is it all about. So I caught hold of a couple of very renowned gurus. They are up in their 90s, and I said, जी मैं पढ़ना चाहता हूँ. वो कहते राहुल जी इतना आसान है नहीं. एक तो जो आपके पुराने जो श्लोक हैं वो वैदिक संस्कृत में लिखे हुए हैं. वो संस्कृत और आज की संस्कृत में ज़मीन आसमान का फ़र्क है. And you want to translate that and understand the meaning. They said, you need to understand, we have to go into old scripts, old scrolls. जिस ऋषि ने कुछ बोला, किस context में बोला, we have to go to the root of it. It's a very tedious task. I said, I still want to learn it. It took us about 5-6 years. We did extensive research on the Hindu Dharam, where did it originate, what were the main shloks of all the gods. तो मैं notes बनाता गया. I found it very interesting that मैं दोस्तों से बात करता था, हर एक आदमी कहता था, एज अ हिंदू फैमिली हमारे घर में जी एक पूजा रूम है या एक कोना है जहाँ पर हम मूर्ति या फोटो रखते हैं. हम सुबह उठते हैं, 4 श्लोक बोलते हैं, stuff like that. I never asked them, do you know what you're saying, the meaning of it? They said, no. I mean, we just, somebody has told them, some guru, some pandit, some elder has told them, ये आपको जाप करना चाहिए, without knowing any meaning of anything. So that's when I told them, I said, फल आपको तब मिलेगा जब आप असल में समझते हो कि क्या. लेट अस से आप आज की तारीख में भगवान से कुछ मांग रहे हो और किसी ने आपको बोला जी ठीक है आपको धन चाहिए, आप ये श्लोक बोलिए. आपको जब तक उस श्लोक का अर्थ नहीं पता आपको क्या धन प्राप्त होगी. आर यू एक्चुअली आस्किंग फॉर द राइट थिंग? इज इट द राइट श्लोक दैट यू आर डूइंग? Now if you read my book on every god, इनके बीज मंत्र, महामंत्र, गायत्री मंत्र हर भगवान के है. हर भगवान की आरती और चालीसा है. अब हनुमान चालीसा, हर आदमी हनुमान चालीसा बोलता है. हर चालीसा अपने आप में एक महामंत्र है. How many people know the meaning of the हनुमान चालीसा? रटा हुआ है, बोलते हैं. मैं भी हनुमान चालीसा सदियों से करता आ रहा हूँ. बट अब जाकर मुझे पता चल रहा है कि हनुमान चालीसा में असल मीनिंग क्या है. एंड जब आप मीनिंग के साथ कुछ करते हो, समझ के साथ, द इफेक्ट ऑफ इट इज़ मच लार्जर. नाउ इस किताब में आपको मिलेगा, आपके घर में कलेश है, आपके बच्चे पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहे, आपके बच्चे की शादी नहीं हो रही, आपको धन की प्रॉब्लम है, और एनी टाइप ऑफ प्रॉब्लम. There are mantras for everything. You got enmity with people. आपके कोर्ट केसेस चल रहे हैं. For everything. And इस किताब में ये बताया जाता है कितनी बारी आपको मंत्र बोलना है. सुबह बोलना है या शाम को बोलना है. Whether you have to face the east or the west. And अगर कोई स्पेशल कपड़े पहनने हैं, किस रंग के कपड़े पहनने हैं. So this is the basic of Hinduism. A lot of people say जी we tried reading the Bhagavad Gita, but it's so complex we were not able to understand it. I said, आपको बेसिक हिंदुइज्म के बारे में नहीं पता, भगवद गीता पर पहुंच गए हो. आप पहले ये तो पढ़िए, अंडरस्टैंड. नाउ मंत्र क्या होता है? हर भगवान का एक बीज होता है. जैसे माता लक्ष्मी का बीज है श्रीम. जो भी मंत्र उनका बनता है उसमें श्रीम ज़रूर लगता है. तो मंत्र इज अ कलेक्शन ऑफ वर्ड्स. सो जब आप बोलते हो ओम श्रीम श्रीये नमः, दैट इज माता लक्ष्मी की मेन मंत्र. महामंत्र is made of 24 syllables, 36 syllables. So you need to understand what you're saying. Now, Gayatri mantra is supposed to be a very, very powerful mantra. It's the Maha mantra of all mantras. ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः लोगों को पता है, but do they know the meaning of what it is? So I was interested in the topic. मैंने रिसर्च करी, मैंने की थी, अपने लिए की थी, तो लिखते गया तो एक दिन जब ख़त्म हुआ मैंने कहा ज़रा इसको let me put it together. I put it together, it came out beautifully. फिर मेरे गुरु बोलने लगे कि you should be fortunate, you're blessed that you've been chosen to write this book. अब I said देखिए जी, neither do I want to become popular or famous, or I don't want to get into politics, and you know I'm at peace in my life. He said चलिए अपने नाम पर ना निकालिए, but निकालिए तो सही. Now we have always believed in Sai Baba in our house to a very large extent. तो मैंने साईनाथ के नाम पर किताब लिख ली. I have not launched this book on any business venture. Whatever money is made from the book goes towards an NGO, it goes towards charity. So this is not a business venture for me per se. This is to bring God's word to people, for them to understand. In this journey, I learned so much and interesting things. अब मैं एक दिन गुरु जी के साथ बैठा. A very fine gentleman, and the way he explains things really, wakes you up. अपने लाइफ के बारे में थोड़ा सा बता रहे थे. कहते people come to me, they ask me for advice, and there was a person who came to me. He said, "Gee, I'm not doing very well in life." He said, I looked at his horoscope and I said, आपका जी राजयोग है. तो कहते जो मेरे साथ जो बैठे हुए थे सज्जन, he turns around and he says, Rajyog, I'm going through a very tough time at this point of time. Look at his simple explanation. He said, have you seen a heartbeat? It goes up and down. He said, life is like that. You will go up, you will come down, you will go up. The day it is a straight line, you're dead. Then he said, I asked the gentleman, you're a Hindu, who is your God that you pray to? He took 4-5 names. He said, nahi. Then he said, Ram ji, sabke bhagwan hai, Vishnu ji ke avatar hai. That man said, yes ji. He said, Ram ji का राजयोग था. 14 साल बनवास गए थे. आप उनको पूछते हो तो क्या वो भगवान थे नहीं? He put it so beautifully. He said, in life you will have problems, you will come out of it. By this book is also a pick-me-up book. The day you're depressed, you're down, open the book, hold it to your chest, open the book, read a couple of chapters, a couple of pages. It gives you inspiration. You don't have to read it every day. A lot of people ask me, you've written this book, are you spiritual, are you this? I said no. I am spiritual, yes, but I am a worldly man. मैंने काफ़ी लोगों को ये बोला है, मैं पूजा भी करता हूँ, मैं जाप भी करता हूँ, कहीं देवता ना बन जाऊँ, मैं पाप भी करता हूँ. So I'm like, I met with Sadhguru about a month and a half ago. He liked the book so much, so he had called me to Isha at his center. I spent 1 hour with him personally. We went through the book, and he said, it is a fabulous book. He said, every household should have this book. Why? Parents are very busy. Both husband and wife are today working. Children are getting haywire. We as Hindus or we as Indians pride ourselves on talim, tehzeeb, bado ki respect, things like that. He said today the youth and the new generation is just losing it. Why? Because parents don't have the time and they're going haywire. And how do parents buy the love of their kids? Give them money. with that money, they become obnoxious, they are doing the wrong things. He said, but with this book, somebody will see it at home, somebody will read it, the kids will understand something. It will bring us back to what we actually as Hindus are. So, the book's essence is basically, we need to understand what we are doing or what we are saying, which 90% of pundits will not tell you. You don't need an astrologer or a pundit. You just need to see this book, read it, take your time, understand. Even if it's one shlok that you're doing every month, at least understand that shlok fully and then keep moving out. It's a lifelong book which can go to generation.
So as all of you heard, and especially as Indian Americans living so far from our roots, especially parents who want to inculcate what we all, learned in India when we were little kids, it's very difficult to connect our kids to our roots, and this book has made it so simple, because even when I teach the meaning of some mantras to my son, I have to, again, even Hanuman Chalisa, that's what we do every day, but I have to tell him that this is the meaning, Kanan Kundal Kunchit Kesa and all that stuff, and because without that I don't want him to sing that. And something like this, it's like, every night they have to read something before going to bed. Nothing can be better than something exactly. So you have done something like revolutionary, especially from an Indian American point of view, because we needed this, because kids are losing the track. So Sainath, one more question: where is this book available? How can we reach it? And then personally, me also, I want to gift it to my father-in-law, because he would love it and he would treasure it. He has so many books that are just wonderful in his library, and I want to gift him this. He lives with us. We live in a joint family, again following the Indian culture. Yeah, so I want to gift him this book to our audience. Where can they find the book?
Well, currently the book is not available in the US. We, launched this book in the month of April in India. With God's grace, and it's God's book, the type of demand that we saw, especially Diwali. ट्रेडिशनली लोग क्या करते दिवाली पर, मिठाई बांटते हैं दोस्तों में, फैमिली में. This book picked up. People started gifting this book during Diwali because they said there's nothing better than this. मिठाई किसी ने खा लेना है, उनको 10 घरों से मिठाई आती है, आधे फेंक देते हैं, आधे नौकरों को दे देते हैं. So they said a book like this people will keep and cherish. So this Diwali we saw a phenomenal run of it. We had to go into reprint 3 times. Then I heard about the expo, met with the team in India. They said, you must come and you must bring the books with you. I said, I don't have the stock. So I managed to get some stock and I brought some stock with me over here. We are now meeting with different parties who are interested to become our distributors in the US and Canada. We've not yet finalized anything. We will launch with distributors in stores, with Amazon, with Barnes & Noble. We will go across the US, but I still think it will take us some time. In the meantime, this book, with the air freight and your clearance, custom clearance and everything, we estimate will retail at about $150. For the expo especially, we have priced it at $110. And we still have a few copies. We have, in the last 2 days, sold quite a few copies at the expo because people have been very, very interested in the book. Let's see what the future holds.
So until we get this book actually online available, how can people follow either you or the page? How can they follow what the updates are?
So we are on Instagram and we have regular updates on Instagram. We are on Facebook also. It's known as sainath1.com. And we are on YouTube also. We take out a lot of videos on YouTube about the book, about each mantra. So there's a lot of activity on social media. So they can follow that. And the book in India is available to a large extent, but sitting in the US and ordering from India will not be possible. We, I think, should have a distributor in place, or at least on Amazon very shortly, maybe in the next 30 days or so. But from January, I believe that people in the US can start ordering it.
And people can have on their shopping list also. If whoever is visiting India, they can absolutely. It's available there, right? Okay. All right. So as you all heard, book is going to be. It's in the pipeline. The book will be available soon. In the United States, and it is available in India, and there's a lot of wonderful stuff, useful stuff available online, as Sainath just mentioned. And this is a treasure, ladies and gentlemen. This is a gem. You definitely want at least one copy at your home, and make sure you distribute it to everybody that you wish well for. And let's thank this gentleman who created this for all of us, for our our well-being. Sainath, thank you so much for speaking with us, and thank you for this. And this is like a service to community that you have done, and in your own way.
It is God's writing, and I've just brought it out.
And let's make sure we read this and we follow this. And again, you don't have to be a saint or anything. You just have to do your normal routine work, and just get a little bit
Keeps you grounded.
exactly things like this, they as he said, keep you grounded and connect you back to your roots. So again, thank you very much for coming to our studio, and we look forward to seeing more and more work from you and seeing you again.
Thank you very much. Very kind of you.
Hi everyone, I'm super excited to introduce, although she does not need any introduction, but I have to go by the tradition and let you know about the amazing or the legendary vocalist that we have in the studio with us. And when I read her profile, it is so inspiring, her journey, her work, her experience that she has. She is an inspiration to all the singers or everybody in the music industry and everybody in the artistic field as well. I'm talking about none other than Mrs. Alka Bhatnagar. And Alka ji, thank you so much for speaking with us, first of all. And I heard you singing सरस्वती जी आपके कंठ में जो है, she is absolutely has blessed you. I was reading about your journey. I was reading about your achievements. You have done Sangeet Prabhakar, right? And please tell our viewers about कि म्यूजिक का शौक कब से शुरू हुआ and how did all start?
नमस्कार. सबसे पहले तो आई एम वेरी ऑनर्ड टू बी हेयर पार्ट ऑफ दिस ग्रेट फंक्शन. मैं संगीत जो है मेरा वो बचपन से ही, जैसे कहते हैं, खून के अंदर था, ब्लड के अंदर. मेरे फादर बहुत अच्छे म्यूजिशियन थे, बीइंग एन ऑफिसर। तो घर में माहौल था संगीत का, तो हम लोगों ने बचपन से ही संगीत को अपना मेन पैशन किया, अपना कैरियर बना लिया। तो मैंने फिर पूरी ट्रेनिंग अपने फादर से ली, देन गुरुओं से सीखा, संगीत प्रभाकर किया गोल्ड मेडल में, और उसके बाद मास्टर्स इन म्यूज़िक किया। और मेरा ड्रीम था कि मैं संगीत की ही सेवा करूं। तो फिर मैंने आगे चल के मतलब प्रोफेशनली तो गाना शुरू किया रेडियो टीवी पे, और अमेरिका आके फिर अपना म्यूज़िक स्कूल मैंने खोला, सुर बहार, जहाँ के मैं फाउंडर एंड गुरु हूँ। तो वहाँ 5 साल से लेके 75 साल के लोग भी आ सकते हैं, और बड़ा अच्छा लगता है उनको सिखाने में और समझाने में। और एक तरह से हमारा जो इतना अच्छा हमारा कल्चर है, हमारा जो कहते हैं रिच हेरिटेज है, उसको बच्चों को बताते हुए मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब उनको सिखाती हूँ भजन वगैरह, देश प्रेम के गाने। तो आई फील वेरी हैप्पी एंड वेरी ऑनर्ड।
And as far as the music industry or music is concerned, who has been your role models, or who are some of the names that you have always admired and followed?
वो तो एक ही थी और एक ही रहेंगी, लता मंगेशकर जी। बड़े बड़े म्यूज़िक डायरेक्टर से मेरा मतलब उनसे मुलाकातें हुई, बहुत कुछ सुनने को मिला। पर वो सभी कहते थे जो डेडिकेशन लता जी में रही है वो किसी में नहीं रही है। एक एक मुर्कियों को लिखती थी, गाते समय ध्यान देती थी, जो आजकल नहीं है ना। आजकल बिल्कुल चेंज हो गया सिस्टम, लेकिन तो लता जी सबकी इंस्पिरेशन रही हैं, वो हमारी भी रही हैं, बल्कि सभी बड़े कलाकार इंस्पिरेशन रहे हैं, पर डेफिनेटली लता जी वो और ही कुछ और था।
And when you're just talking about that you have talked to so many directors and all that, I saw your profile. You have sung with many legendary singers, and you yourself are a legend. How has been the experience singing with all those famous names?
नहीं, मैं कहना चाहूँगी कि सभी के साथ बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस हुआ, और जिनसे थोड़ा मैं पर्सनल दोस्ती वो अनूप जलोटा जी हैं और सुरेश वाडकर जी हैं, लेकिन बाकी शान बहुत अच्छे गुड नेचर्ड हैं। बल्कि मैं कहूँगी सभी अच्छे गुड नेचर्ड हैं, सभी अच्छे से बिहेव करते हैं, अच्छे से गाते हैं, तो एवरीबडी इज़ गुड।
And there are so many viewers, बहुत सारे जो सिंगर्स हैं जो आप जैसे लोगों को देखकर ही इंस्पायर होते हैं, एंड देन दे वांट टू स्टेप इनटू द इंडस्ट्री, लेकिन उनको एक रास्ता दिखाने वाला या कोई एक ऐसा टिप्स देने वाला या कोई मंत्र देने वाला, हालांकि मेहनत तो सबकी अपनी होती है, बट फिर भी फ्रॉम समबडी हु इज़ सो एक्सपीरियंस एंड हैज़ सीन द वर्ल्ड सो क्लोजली, म्यूजिक वर्ल्ड, व्हाट इज़ योर वन टिप टू एवरीबडी हु वांट्स टू एंटर दिस फील्ड?
मैं एक बात आई वुड लाइक टू से समथिंग दैट इन अवर टाइम्स इट वाज वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट टू कम ऑन टीवी एंड रेडियो एंड एवरीवेयर। आजकल तो सोशल मीडिया है, तो मैं तो एडवाइस दूंगी सभी सिंगर्स को कि पहले तो आप सीखिए संगीत, क्योंकि अगर आपने क्लासिकल सीख लिया है तो फिर आप एक तरह से आपकी नींव बन गई है, फाउंडेशन स्टोन। एंड वो होने के बाद आप अपने गाने को आप खुद भी थोड़ा प्रमोट कर सकते हैं। उतनी मुश्किलें अब नहीं है जितनी पहले थी। तो पहले 2 ही चैनल होते थे, मैंने चैनल 2 में एक आशियाना सीरियल में गाया भी, एक्टिंग भी करी, सब चीज़ें हैं, तो उसमें कंपटीशन और बहुत कुछ होता था। पर अभी क्या है कि आप अपने आप को प्रमोट कर सकते हो, तो और हिम्मत मत हारिए, कीप ऑन डूइंग। रास्ते बहुत हैं, आपको बहुत मौके मिलेंगे। अगर आप अच्छा गाते हैं, अच्छी मेहनत करते हैं, तो फल तो मिलेगा, ये मान के चलो।
एंड आपसे बात करें और आपके जो इतने सारे अवार्ड्स हैं उनकी बात ना करें, अगेन बहुत लंबी लिस्ट हो जाएगी, लेकिन कुछ खास अवार्ड जो आपके दिल के बहुत करीब है, जिनके बारे में आप बात करना चाहते हैं?
बहुत सारे हैं, लेकिन डेफिनेटली यूपी रत्न अवार्ड जो हमें गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया और यूपी की तरफ से बुलाया गया था पूरे सम्मान के साथ में, दैट वाज एन अमेजिंग एक्सपीरियंस। एंड उसके अलावा बाद दादा साहब फाल्के अवार्ड बॉम्बे में, और जो बाइडन से मिला लाइफ टाइम अचीवमेंट अवार्ड गोल्ड उसमें, और यहाँ पे अमेरिका में भी 2020 हीरो, ऐसे बहुत से अवार्ड्स मिले हैं। लेकिन हाँ, ये सब अवार्ड्स बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, जो मतलब यहाँ के सभी लोगों ने भी रिकॉग्नाइज़ किया। और यहाँ भी जब भी लोग बुलाते हैं मुझे गाने के लिए, मैं चली जाती हूँ। कम्युनिटी सर्विस इज़ माई फर्स्ट जॉब एक्चुअली।
One final question, Alka ji, ये एक्सपो की जर्नी, how has been the experience here and how did you guys connect, and when are we going to see you again?
मैं तो कह आपको ये पहले एक शेर बोल देती हूँ, मेहरबान हो के बुला लो मुझे चाहे जिस वक्त, मैं गया वक्त तो नहीं हूँ कि आ भी ना सकूँ, जब बुलाएंगे तो आ जाऊँगी। और मेरा एक्सपीरियंस यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा है और इतना सबको मेहनत करते हुए देख रही हूँ और पहली बार में इतना सक्सेसफुल और बढ़िया प्रोग्राम हो रहा है, तो आई थिंक इज़ गोइंग टू बी वर्ल्ड वाइड बहुत बढ़िया होने वाला है।
जहाँ तक कि GSA की टीम का सवाल है, आपका मैसेज फॉर द एंटायर एक्सपो टीम?
मेरा मैसेज है पूरी एक्सपोज टीम के लिए कि बहुत ही सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं और स्पेशली विजय प्रभाकर जी, सीता बाला और मुस्तफ़ा अजमेरी जी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
So the entire GSA India at 75 Expo team, you guys have done a great job, and we look forward to more and more events like this, and we look forward to meeting wonderful people like the gorgeous lady sitting right next to Alka Bhatnagar ji. Ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you so much also.